Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to discuss about different convolutional neural network. So basically, we are going to look into RCNN, fast RCNN and faster RCNN, which is basically used for object detection. In this video, we will have a clear view on that. So let us have a clear idea or clear understanding on region-based convolution neural network in this video. So we have a clear idea about what object detection is, right? So when we look at an image, it will try to locate, say for example, we have a picture of the image, picture of the road. There we can see cars, person, handbag, right? So now the system or the machine is identifying each and every object. So that is basically called as object detection, right? So in this video, let us have a clear understanding about RCNN, right? So what is RCNN? So we had a clear understanding about convolution neural networks before. So in that, what we have realized is, like, we pass the image into the network and then it is sent through various convolutions and pooling layers, and finally we get the output in the form of class or object class, right? Say it is a car, it is a person, it is a bag, etc. So for each input image, we get a corresponding class as an output, right? So can we use this technique to detect various objects in an image? Yes. So first we take an image as object, then we divide the image into different regions. Then each region will be considered as a separate image. Then these regions are passed to the CNN. Now the CNN will classify them into various classes. Then once the region is divided, after the corresponding classes are identified, we combine all the regions to get the original image with the detected data sets. So this is what being performed by convolution neural network. So what is the problem with the CNN over here? The problem with using this approach is that the objects have different aspect ratios, spatial locations. So what happens is, in some cases, the object might be covering most of the image, or in some images, the objects might be covering only a small percentage of the image. In some cases, the shapes of the objects might be different. In some cases, it may be bigger. In some cases, it may be smaller. So because of that, like different aspect ratio and spatial locations we have in the images, so we would require a large number of regions that results in a huge amount of computational time. So computational time is more, and that problem has to be solved. And we also try to reduce the number of regions. That is why we use region-based CNNs, which selects the regions using a proposal method. So let us try to have a clear understanding on region-based convolution neural network, right? So instead of working on many number of or massive number of regions, the RCNN algorithm proposes a bunch of boxes, right? It proposes a bunch of boxes in the image, and it checks if any of these boxes contain any image, any object. Do you get my point? So here the RCNN algorithm proposes a bunch of boxes in the image, and then it will check whether there are any objects inside the boxes. So RCNN uses selective search to extract these boxes from an image. So these boxes are basically called as regions, right? So first let us try to understand what selective search is and then how it identifies the different regions, right? So there are basically 4 regions that form an object. So keep this point in your mind always. It may be of varying scales, colors, textures, and enclosures. So selective search identifies these patterns in the image, and based on that, it proposes various regions. So let us try to understand that how it works. So the first step over here is it takes an image as input. Once the image or the input is chosen, it will generate sub-segmentations so that we will have multiple regions from each image, from this image. So now then it combines the similar region into a larger region. So how it combines basically on the similarity of colors or the texture similarity or the size similarity or the shape compatibility. Right? So based upon the similarities, it will be combined to form a larger region. Finally, these regions then produce the final object locations. It will finally produce the final object locations, which is nothing but region of interest. Right? So let us try to understand the steps followed in RCNN. First, see, what we have seen here, it takes an image, then it provides sub-segmentations so that we have multiple regions. Now, based upon the similarity, it will be combined. Then these regions then produce the final object locations, right? So what happens here? How does this happen, right? So we first take a pre-trained convolution neural network. Then this model will be retrained. We train the last layer of the network based on the number of classes that need to be detected. Say, for example, in our image, around 200 or 300 classes to be detected means like we will be training only the last layer of the network. So already we are first choosing the pre-trained convolution neural network. Then according to the output as we expected, like how many classes has to be detected, similar based upon that actually we are retraining the last layer of the network. Now the next step is that the region of interest for each image. So do we have any particular region of interest? Then we reshape all these regions so that they can match the input size of the CNN, right? So after getting the regions, so the third step, just remember, like we get the region of interest. So after getting these regions, we train SVM now to classify the objects and the background. So for each class, we train one binary SVM, right? So finally, we train a linear regression model to generate tighter bounding boxes for each identified object in the image. So let us try to understand in detail. First, we take a pre-trained convolution neural network. Then we train the last layer of the network according to the expected detection classes. And the next we are trying to find out to get the region of interest for the image. Then we reshape so that it can match with the CNN input size. It has to be matched with the CNN input size. So after getting that, we train SVM. So SVM is basically used to classify the objects and the background. And then for each class, we train one binary SVM. Then we train a linear regression model to generate the tighter bounding boxes for each identified object in the image. Right now, what are the problems with the RCNN? Right. So we have seen like how the RCNN basically works, right? So what are the problems? Or like whatever we take, definitely there will be some problems with the technique, right? So here we face some problems like training an RCNN model is actually expensive, and extracting 2000 regions for each image is based on selective search. So extracting features using CNN for every image region, say for example, I have n images and number of CNN features will be 2000 into n. So the entire process of object detection using RCNN has three models basically. So the first one is CNN, that is used for feature extraction. And the second one is linear SVM classifier, that is to identify the object. And the third one is regression model, that is to tighten the bounding boxes. So all these processes has to be combined so that the RCNN is actually very slow. So it takes around 40 to 50 seconds to make predictions for each new image. So it makes the model practically impossible to build, like in case if we have a gigantic data set. So that's the reason, like what are the limitations we find over here? We came up with the next technique, which is called as fast RCNN, right? So we have to try to reduce the computation time, what is being done by RCNN algorithm, right? So instead of running CNN 2000 times per image, we can run it just once per image and get all the regions of interest. So here we feed the input image to the CNN, then it produces convolutional feature maps, right? Then using these maps, the regions of proposals are extracted. Then we use pooling layer, ROI pooling layer, which is nothing but region of interest pooling layer, to reshape all the proposed regions into a fixed size so that it can be fed into a fully neural network. Try to understand that. Here we feed the input image to the CNN. So in the previous case, it was running 2000 times per image. So here what we do is we can run it just once per image and get all the regions of interest. Okay. So the in faster RCNN, we feed the input image, then it generates feature map. Using these maps, the region of proposals are extracted. Then we use pooling layer to reshape all the proposed regions into a fixed size, and then it can be connected to a fully connected network. Now, we have seen two techniques before, right? So here in both the techniques, we have taken an image as the input. Then the image is passed to convolutional ConvNet, which generates the region of interest. So a pooling layer is applied on all these regions to reshape them as per the ConvNet input. So each region is passed on to a fully connected network. And then the softmax layer is used on the top of fully connected network to output classes. So along with the softmax layer, a linear regression layer is also used in parallel to the output bounding box coordinate for predicted classes. So here we follow now the well-known step of taking an image as the input, right? So this is what we have seen. Clear? So here what is being done? Image is taken as the input. Now the image is passed to ConvNet, and then it generate region of interest. Then the pooling layer, it will be reshaped. Then each region is passed to fully connected network. Then the softmax layer is used on that. A linear regression layer is also used parallelly to output bounding box coordinates to the predicted classes, right? So now here, instead of using the three different models like in RCNN, here fast RCNN uses only a single model which extracts features from the regions, and then it divides it into different classes, and it returns the boundary boxes for all the identified classes, right? So to break this still further, we will try to understand this little more. So we follow the now well-known step of taking an image as input, and the input is passed to ConvNet, which returns to the region of interest accordingly. Then we apply the pooling layer to the extracted regions to make sure all the regions are of the same size. Then it is passed to the fully connected network. Then it classifies as well as the bounding boxes using softmax and linear regression layers simultaneously. So this is how the fast RCNN resolves two major issues of RCNN that we faced already, right? So instead of passing one instead of 2000 regions per image to the ConvNet, and using one instead of three different models for extracting features, classification, and generating bounding boxes. So are there any problems in fast RCNN? Yes, even fast RCNN has certain problem areas. So it also uses selective search as a proposal method to find the regions of interest. So which is basically a slow and time consuming process. So it takes around 2 seconds per image to detect objects. So which is actually compared to RCNN, this is better. But when we consider large real life data sets, this fast RCNN doesn't look so fast anymore. So there is another technique now, faster RCNN, right? So it is basically the modified version of fast RCNN. So here the basic difference is that a fast RCNN uses selective search for generated region of interest, but faster RCNN uses region proposal network, which is basically RPN. So this RPN takes image feature map as an input and it generates a set of object proposals and each with an objectness score as an output. So what are the steps in faster RCNN, right? So the first step, it takes an image as an input and pass it to the ConNet. Then it returns to the feature map for that image. Second step is that RPN, region proposal network, is applied on these feature maps. This returns the object proposals along with their objectness score. Then a pooling layer is applied on these proposals to bring down all the proposals of the same size. And then the proposals are passed to a fully connected layer, which has a softmax layer and a linear regression layer at its top, so that it can classify and output the bounding boxes for objects. So now look at the image over here. So you can see convolution layer. So this is basically the image. So now we will try to understand, right? So we have taken an image as an input. It is passed to the ConNet, which returns the feature maps, right? Which returns the feature map for that image. Now the region proportional network, right? It is applied to these feature maps so that it returns object proposals, right? With the objectness score. Now a pooling layer, ROI pooling layer, is applied on these proposals to bring all the proposals of same size. So finally, all the proposals are passed to fully connected layer, which is a softmax layer, which is basically the classifier, and a linear regression layer at its top, so that it can classify and output the bounding boxes for objects, right? So let us try to understand how RPN basically works. So faster RCNN takes the feature maps from CNN and then passes them to region proposal network, right? So it uses a sliding window over the feature map. So over the feature maps, it uses a sliding window. And at each window, it generates K anchor boxes of different shapes and sizes. It produces K anchor boxes of different shapes and sizes. Now the anchor boxes are fixed sized boundary boxes and they are placed throughout the image and have different shapes and sizes. So for each anchor, RPN produces or RPN predicts two things. The first, the probability that an anchor is an object, right? The first, what it predicts? It predicts the first is the probability that an anchor is an object. It does not consider which class the object belongs to, but it first identifies or predicts the probability that anchor is an object. Second is the bounding box regressor for adjusting the anchors to better fit the object. So now we have bounding boxes of different shapes and sizes, right? So now these will be passed to the ROI pooling layer. Now it might be possible that after RPN step, there are proposals with no classes assigned to them. So we can take each proposal, crop it, so that each proposal contains an object. So this is how the ROI pooling layer works. It extracts fixed sized feature maps for each anchor, right? So you can see the proposal over here, then ROI pool. So we are getting it, right? So these feature maps are passed to a fully connected layer, which has a softmax and a linear regression layer. Then it finally classifies the object and predicts the bounding boxes for the identified objects. So what are the problems in faster RCNN? So all of the object detection algorithms, what we have discussed so far, used regions to identify the objects. So the network does not look at the complete image of the one go, but actually to focus on parts of the image sequentially. So it creates two complications. The algorithm requires many passes through a single image to extract all the objects. As there are different systems working one after another, the performance of the systems further ahead depends on how the previous systems performed, right? So now we have discussed about CNN, RCNN, fast RCNN, and faster RCNN. So let us have a quick recap of it, right? So we have seen CNN. So what are the features in CNN? It divides the image into multiple regions, right? It divides the image into multiple regions, right? Multiple regions, and then it will be classified according to the various classes, right? So what is the prediction? What are the limitations over here? It needs a lot of regions, right? So it needs a lot of regions to predict, right? Lots of regions to predict accurately, and time computation is basically more, right? So then we have discussed about RCNN. So what approach it used? Yes, it used selective approach, right? And it generates regions and extracts around 2000 regions from each image, right? So if an image is taken, it extracted around 2000 regions from each image. So it was taking around 40 to, I'm saying like prediction time per image, right? So per image, it was taking around 40 to 50 seconds. So again, here the time computation is more because each region is passed to the CNN separately, and it uses 3 different models for making predictions. Then we have seen fast RCNN. So here each image is passed only once to CNN and feature maps are extracted, right? So each image is passed only once, right? Only once the image is being passed and feature maps are generated. So here selective search is used on these maps to generate predictions. So it combines all the 3 models, right? So it combines all the 3 models used in RCNN together, right? All 3 models, right? So here the computation time is, prediction time per second, prediction time per image is 2 seconds. So here again, the problem is selective search is very slow, and hence computation time was still high, right? So the next one was about faster RCNN. So what it did here, what was the problem actually? Selective search was the problem, right? So it replaced the selective search method with the RPN. RPN is nothing but region proposal network, so that the algorithm was little faster and the prediction time per image was from 0 to 2 seconds. So here, what are the limitations? Object proposal takes time. And as there are different systems working one after the other, the performance of the system depends on how the previous systems performed, right? So it depends on how the previous system performs. Clear? So we have discussed about what is CNN and how it works and what are the problem with the CNN. Then we discuss what is RCNN, fast RCNN, faster RCNN, and basically how all these three work, and then what are the limitations, what is the time taken by them per image, right? So hope it is very clear to you. So we had a very good comparison on CNN, RCNN, fast RCNN and faster RCNN. Right, thank you.